right now. What's good, everybody? Muncie, what's good? Marvelous Muncie in the building.
What's going on? It's good to see you, Reno.
What's happening, bro?
Not much, man. Just opening some mail, hanging out, chilling.
Yeah, bro. We doing Monday, June 21st. This is Hip Hop and Comics. We got a couple, special guests, and I got my co-host is struggling right now to get in the building, but I wanted to start on time. Let me make sure he's got the link.
Stu Dog's playing you, man. He's out. He's smoking, relaxing in a chair right now.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of which, now we're good. We'll just wait on a few people to get in. We got 2 people in the building. How y'all doing? What's up, guys?
What's up, y'all?
Yeah, we're just waiting for people to hosts and things to get here, guys, and we'll get the show going.
You seen these classics before, Reno?
Hold on, let me blow that up. Oh, no. You know what? Hold on, let me turn this thing off. Let me mute this other shit. All right, so yeah, no, the only He-Man like figures and stuff that I've seen are those the ones where they kind of are trying to look like the 80s joints, like they're real stubby, real stocky, short, fat guys,
yeah.
Not short, muscular ones.
Yeah. Those classics, they were awesome.
Those look cool. Yeah, those look cool.
Yeah.
Those look kind of like on the level of what's your email, bro? Come on, man. All right. No, they kind of look on the level of like bro, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
that's
a new
beautiful. Nice. Man, what issue is that?
99. It's the first Shatterstar and Feral.
Okay, so that's right after the first Deadpool.
Yep, issue right after.
It was 98. Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, speaking of He-Man, we got a new series that's about to come out on Netflix that's gonna stir up some stuff. It's kind of a little bit of controversy behind it already.
Yep.
Yeah, we got, as I send my co-host another link here, let me try to do this while I'm at. Man, I don't know what he's doing.
The trailer looks sick, though. I mean, that first trailer is awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the trailer looks great, but what we're hearing about it is kind of strange. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all the chatter is, the problem is Kevin Smith back in the day. He seemed, everything I hear, he's a super nice guy. But it seems like he lost his way, and now he's just kind of a shill for whoever he works for. He was a shill for Marvel, he was a shill for DC, and he's lost his way. So it makes me nervous. People drug up that tweet from like 2010 where he said, I'm not a He-Man fan.
Right. And now he's telling everybody, he's a super fan, right?
Yeah.
Because I read that tweet too. He's like, I'm not a fan of He-Man, but go check out this, this art show. But I kind of give it to him that during that time, that's pre-woke agenda, that's pre-women power. That's in the era where it was, you might have been embarrassed or pretended not to be into He-Man. Stu in the building. Finally, what's good, brother?
What's going on, man? With all the heat today, man, the internet's a little wonky right now, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
It happens, bro. It happens.
Yeah, everybody's on the line. Nobody's outside with the fire hydrant. Nobody's outside doing the fire hydrant thing.
They're breaking off the fire hydrant.
Yeah, nobody's on the slip and slide. They're all in the house.
All in all. Watching Six Element on the internet, messing up the bandwidth.
Yeah, just messing us all up, man.
Ed Santos, what up, bro? And Slick Nick is in the building. We got a few people in here right now. We're just kind of waiting for people to kind of pile in. But we were just talking about the He-Man show that's coming out on Netflix and the sort of controversy around it because of the trailer is clearly marketed for like old school OG He-Man fans. Can you hear me, Stu?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. It's kind of marketed, it's pushed towards 80s kids, people that grew up on He-Man, people that are into He-Man or at least nostalgically want to see some He-Man stuff. But behind the scenes, what we're hearing about the show is that it's actually going to be completely based on She-Ra. Teela is going to be the star of the show. He-Man is probably going to just get taken out like episode 1, and Teela, it'll be a Teela show about her, trying to save He-Man or whatever. Right. And yeah, and a lot of people are obviously understandably pissed because it's that woke woman's power agenda that ruined Star Wars, the Star Wars trilogy. The whole thing with Karen Kennedy and all of that. You good? And so many shows, so many franchises, comics, TV shows, movies, all of that are being ruined by this, this agenda to appease the LGBT community or whoever it is, whoever, just wants to destroy the image of men. And they do it, and they do it, and they have no shame. And and it's like it's like with He-Man, right? They've got no problem showing He-Man with what he's wearing, like furry speedos, right, and then no shirt, but we can't see Teela with a little side boob. She's got to wear a complete like leather strap that like buckles, looking like she's wearing a bulletproof vest. DJay Tiger, what's good, bro?
What's good, people? How y'all doing?
DJay Tiger, man. What's going on?
Marvelous Muncie, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again, buddy.
No doubt. Stu Dog, what's good? Reno, what up?
Brother. Yeah, man.
Tiger, man, my face. Listen, man, before we move on with the He-Man, listen. You can't be playing some of the stuff you play sometimes. I'm going to tear my house up. I'm going to tear my house up, man. Yeah, all right?
Got him, man. I got to get some motivated. It's Monday. Motivation Monday.
Listen. Motivation Monday was dope. I'm not going to lie. I'm gonna tear my house up one day messing with you, man.
Yeah.
That's
bro. A compliment. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
We get a little hype up in here, man. Music,
between the
I'm in the sound.
TVs.
Yeah, right. On TVs.
I'll be like, damn, man. I'll be like Tiger digging in the crates on this. He gonna make me break something in my house, man. We're back to He-Man.
I just want to let you know. No. Back to Masters of the Universe, because they took He-Man out of the title.
They did take He-Man out, yeah.
Oh, he gotta be. That's why I'm late. I was watching that trailer. I wanted to watch it real quick.
I'm sort of an expert on Masters of the Universe. That is originally what, and it's just one of the characters in the whole franchise, but he's the star character.
He's a star.
You have He-Man, right? And the reason why they're called Masters of the Universe is because they all master their craft. Like you got Beastman, Skeletor, what was it? A Ram Man. Each one of them had a special gift that they excelled at. You know what I mean? So that's why they're called the Masters of it, because they're the master of their craft in that universe. He-Man is actually He-Man's mother is actually from Earth. Teela is an adopted daughter of Man-at-Arms.
Well, so there's two origins of her. Like the figures were put out before the show actually came out.
Yes, they were. Yeah.
In the mini comic, of course, this is why they changed it, because it was super messed up. I like it. It's goofy. I like the goofy stuff. But the mini comic, Skeletor captured the sorceress and cloned her, and cloned her into Teela, and raised her as a daughter to be his wife. So he grew up.
No, I never read the little comic. I read the Dark Horse joints, the ones that
Skeletor code name was R. Kelly or something.
Yeah, pretty much. Skeletor Kelly.
R. Skeletor, yeah.
Wow. Well, he's supposed to. Skeletor is supposed to be like this master sorcerer, and he's supposed to be like all powerful, and he's also like really like he's like a master of hand-to-hand combat, different weapons and things of that
But they
nature.
all want to get the power of Grayskull. They all want to have the
right.
is the source of power, and whoever controls it has the power.
Oh,
right.
But but Prince Adam, right? He wants the sword, or because if whoever has the sword, they have the power. So like
the power of attorney,
right, they're the power of attorney because when Prince Adam, like He-Man is almost indestructible, pretty much. There was a comic, I owned it when I was a kid, where he fought Superman. And he went blow to blow with Superman. Like He-Man's armor is like almost indestructible. He just takes a lot of damage. And if he takes too much damage, he reverts back to Prince Adam. So he can't die, he can't be killed and things of that nature. Yeah. So in one issue, Superman tried to pick up his axe. He couldn't pick it. Tried to pick up He-Man's battle axe.
I got to take a call. I'll be right back.
All right, brother.
Okay. Yeah. So He-Man's got a lot of stuff with him, man. He's got a lot of his armor and
dude, the mythology is dope. Like okay, back to the issue about Kevin Smith and the show. Kevin Smith the controversies because like in 2013 he tweeted, "I'm not I don't like He-Man, but check out this show, right? Or this art show or whatever." Just a tweet that everybody forgot about. Then recently, he's doing the show for Netflix, and he's telling I forget the name of the publication, but he's telling them that he's a super fan of He-Man and like he's all about He-Man, right? But then they found this tweet of him saying he didn't like it. But what I think is going on, I think that he probably did like He-Man, but I think there was a time where it was all He-Man was like considered gay or whatever, like that whole controversy around it, that whole.
Are you serious? I never heard that, man.
Yeah, bro.
No, man. Actually, so it was an interview with him, and in the interview, he said that he was 14 at the time, and his mom and stuff didn't want him playing with the toys anymore, so he was more into comic books, and he was like into the comic book scene, and he never got into He-Man. He said his buddies had him, and they played with him, but he wasn't a fan. Like he didn't watch the show. He didn't get into it. He saw some of the stuff, but he didn't get into them. So he said it was
more than just that tweet of him saying he didn't like He-Man.
Right. He did an interview at like a con or something. So then, of course, like you were saying, now he comes out, he gets the He-Man contract. He's like, I'm a big fan of He-Man. It's huge. Which is dumb because he could have just came out and said, hey, look, I didn't watch it as a kid, but I'm boning up on it. I'm reading all the lore. I'm going to try to do my best to be true to the fans. I'm watching this stuff instead of lying and getting caught lying and and then you spin out into this mess, which I'll let you go because I know what you're going to bring up next, so I'll let you take the mic.
Now, can I ask you guys a question before we move on? When it comes to He-Man, how many of you were fans? Like how many of you really had the toys and watched the cartoon?
I just got some in the mail today. I was opening them while we were talking.
You did? Oh, okay.
Got this badass Skeletor right
that's
here.
Skeletor.
See, I was real little.
That don't look like the original. Let me see that.
It doesn't. These ones are different.
These are new, but they're dope. Yeah, they're way better than the ones we had.
And let me blow the screen up real quick. Yeah. See, now they're like
way better than
a little bit more slender. Like they're a little taller. Our
legs are not big.
Stumpy.
Right.
And they got articulation. They got elbow movement.
It's got his elbow hit. Whoops. Before
the other ones didn't have all that, and they did. Yeah, and the other ones the only thing that moved was their waist. You could twist their waist, and they all had that little
Queen City, what up, bro?
Dope.
Yeah, there's Tila.
Queen City, peace, Queen City.
But man,
I got a Alex Ross print next to me, signed that he printed. I was a big He-Man fan, but it doesn't. Like it doesn't really hold up now when you watch it. I mean, it's still cool. It's like nostalgia, but it's real good. Orko and stuff. Now the 2002 is pretty good. I've been watching it a little bit.
People say that. I've never watched it. I never watched it. The 2002 one.
It's supposed to be really good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
I never watched that one, and you said that one was pretty good.
Yeah, it was all right, man. I haven't watched it all yet. I just got introduced to it because I never watched it, and I just got introduced to it by my friend Jason, and
that's the O2 joint.
Yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's it's still got a little of the goofiness in it, but it's got updated origins. It's a little more adult. It's I've enjoyed it. The animation's good. The fight scenes are cool. So.
That's what I hear. Yeah, that's what I hear. That's what I hear.
From the 2002 version, the 2002 or the new one. I never watched that one.
Yeah,
because He-Man tried to make a comeback, like twice, I think. And I never watched him. Yeah, I never watched him, man. I was
a couple times.
I had the toys as a kid, and I had a couple.
Me as a kid, I'm gonna tell you what it was. I was real little. You know what I mean? Like, because I was born in '79, and I think this was in the mid '80s. I was maybe 5 years old.
It's about 85. It's about 84, 85.
Yeah, I was a real little kid, but my older cousins all had that stuff, and so I had like a few toys. I think I had the little castle Grayskull. Had a couple of the toys, but I wasn't. I don't know. I was maybe too young to really have got into the show and stuff like that. I watched it, but like you said, Muncie, it didn't register how silly it was or whatever. Because I'm a little kid. But my thing was G.I. Joe. Like I was G.I. Joe, Thundercats, like that. That's my era. That's what I was into.
Yeah, that's me too. I was huge G.I. Joe. Huge. That's overall.
Yeah.
Overall,
G.I. Joe and Transformers. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
I
was
my go-to right there.
Yeah. But He-Man, it did sort of get a little connotation of being gay. Like Prince Adam with the pink shirt, and he was very feminine. Like it was, and then the whole thing with He-Man, the name, like He-Man, She-Man, like it was a whole thing. So for a big amount of time, people were embarrassed to say that they liked He-Man.
Really?
And so, man.
Bro, I don't know. I knew like a lot of my friends liked He-Man.
Maybe
I'm not saying you're wrong. I never heard that.
No. I mean, you're older than me, so we was in school at a different time. When I was in school,
there was a time because it's just been here within the last few years that all this stuff started to come back and get popular again. And comedians used to make jokes about He-Man in the shorts.
Right.
But anybody who watched the show knew that Teela was a love interest. And knew that the way they did Prince Adam was just to show that he was kind of like a spoiled rich kid, not that not that he was gay at all. But Reno's right. There was a time when people were like, "Oh, you're gay." You watch He-Man. Of course, nobody'd say that now.
I never knew that, bro. I never knew that.
But yeah.
I mean, the original '80s cartoon was all I ever watched, and I never watched anything else after that. Like I never watched any other He-Man cartoon and nothing with He-Man ever interested me after that '80s run. Even with the toys.
Did that horrendous live action movie that made no sense.
I'm not gonna lie, I watched that Saturday. It came on Saturday night, and I'm not gonna lie, I watched it.
Yeah,
and I watched the whole thing beginning to end. It was bad.
Better now than it was then, or anything?
It's watchable, but it's bad. And you could, I basically, I'm be honest with you, I just had a good time, just
nostalgia wise, like
right, like I just had a good time just watching it and making sure that everything is.
Hey, salute Queen City.
Yeah. Say what's up to Queen City.
Hold on, guys. I just got an alert from my stove. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm. But like that movie, it was so. Let me mute his thing. It was so far from the He-Man story. Like it was nothing like the cartoon. Like that's why I hated it, and I think that's why most people hated it, because you went into it thinking about, wanting it to be somewhat like the movie or the show rather.
It wasn't like watching the Turtles movie, and you got all psyched up. You were like,
yeah. It was more like watching the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, what is this? Like, what?
It goes there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, like that had nothing to do with the game.
Yeah,
but it's go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I know where you're going. With the Teela stuff. Because I've read it, I've watched the videos. And what they're saying is that that trailer is the first episode. Is almost entirely the first episode.
Right.
He-Man's not going to be in it. It's going to be the Teela show, and it's possible that she has a girlfriend. And her and her girlfriend take the Masters of the Universe, and they go to get the sword back from. But
yeah,
I hope that's not true. I
mean,
I know
and they did admit like the whole girlfriend thing is pure speculation. There's no evidence of that. There's no hints of that. Like, but that's one of those things that'll get balled into the rumor and it'll snowball. But it it does like it is like that because the same thing they did with Luke Skywalker. Like they're just gonna push the man, the man role aside and let the woman just be the, which listen, I'm all for Nerd Being Geeks. What's good, brother? I'm all for female leads. Like I love female leads. I like female characters. Like
absolutely.
Like, some of the dopest. Yeah. Even I'm writing a book where the lead is a female right now. So I have no problem with that. But you don't have to destroy the men to have a strong woman. Like, why can't you be side by side? Why does the guy have to be like, you know what I mean?
Because
like
in today's society,
that's the problem. That's what we're talking about.
They just want listen. I'm gonna be honest, man. I just gotta be honest, man. I can't even put it no other way. The whole femme fatale thing, people hate it. Like seriously, it's just the industries, like the hardcore fans, they hate it because you take away from the source material, the core material, and that's what everybody wants to see.
Yeah, I'm
right.
not.
That's
I'm
what
not mad
everybody
at
wants to see.
Leads or none of that. What the
right? We're not mad at, but it's just no place for it. Right? There's no place for it.
You're destroying the original source material, like you said, and that's right. That's what fans want to see.
Yeah, if you want to do a thing about Tila, and like that's, I think, basically when we were kids, they always came up with a female version of a show to push the female agenda. Like She-Ra, they pushed the female agenda. He-Man, you know what I mean? Like it pushed it. And they even threw the pitch that was He-Man's twin sister. Okay, do that. But a lot of people don't push He-Man to the back so you can push Tila to the front. So one day she can transform into He-Man.
Right.
So if it's we really don't know. So like I'm holding out hope. The trailer's awesome. So if Tila,
the trailer's good. The trailer is great.
If the first episode is He-Man and Skeletor going at it, and Skeletor gets the Sword of Eternity and, becomes this god Skeletor and locks up Prince Adam. And Tila finds out, that Prince Adam was He-Man. And she comes back, all butch looking, shaves her head, gets the Masters of the Universe together and goes after Skeletor. And she's this strong female lead for a couple episodes, 2 or 3 episodes, rescues He-Man, and then they're all together. I'm perfectly all right with that. That's cool.
I think that'd be dope.
A strong character. It's a cool spin. But
that'd be a dope episode 2, 3, and 4.
Right. Yeah. But if they take him out, and the whole season is Tila trying to rescue it, and it's Tila and the Masters of the Universe, that's not that.
That's lame.
Then make it. Obvious, then make it do that. Like
it's obvious that they're doing it to appease that that woke. The Twitter mob, basically, the cancel culture, the woke women's and all of that. It's like you can have that character with the male character can be right alongside of them. And here's how they kind of know that that's going to happen. What you're saying, Muncie, if you look at the toy line, right, there's a toy of a Skeletor looking, I guess
God Skeletor. Yeah.
God Skeletor, right? And he's wearing He-Man's emblem on his chest. So what you can tell that he's taken He-Man's power. So we know that Skeletor is going to take his power based on that toy.
He's got the Sword of Eternity in there too, and it's purple. So
exactly. So we know based on that toy that they're definitely going to be taking away to He-Man's power, and that's the whole thing. Nerds Being Geeks, what's good, brother? Hood Rat Comics in the building. Deuce, how you doing? DeMario, what's good, brother?
DeMario, salute, man. Yeah, salute everybody. Salute.
But like it, they can tell by that toy alone that they're gonna take away his power and give it to Skeletor. But for all intents and purposes, it's gonna be Tila's gonna take that main role and be the power in the show. That's what everybody's speculating. Kevin Smith is saying no. He's saying y'all are tripping. That's a rumor. It's not gonna be that. It's gonna be all about He-Man. But
whatever remains to be seen.
If you look at his wording, brother. His wording, he says it's all about He-Man. Well, it can be about He-Man without having He-Man in the show.
Having He-Man in the show, right? Well, look, when they did the reboot for Voltron, it was excellent. Like I thought, the Netflix reboot for Voltron was like some of the best anime I had seen in a long time. My only thing was they made Pidge a girl, but you didn't know Pidge was a girl. Pidge was a girl. Pidge was pretending to be a boy the whole time. So I'm like, well, like, why? You already had a female in there. Like you already had, the princess drove one of the lions, and we got that. But why make Pidge, of a girl pretending to be a boy? Like they were kind of hinting at Pidge being transgender a little bit,
right?
But then they tried to kind of hide it, like, oh well, I did that to get into the academy. But it's just dumb.
So that's something that is the same vein in what's going on with not only He-Man. That's another thing. Voltron, Star Wars is the big one that we all saw. Luke Skywalker get turned into a crusty old hermit. You know what I mean? Making out of walrus.
We really we got gypped out of Star Wars, man. We really got gypped out of that.
Look, Star Wars died when Disney bought it, man. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. The Dark Horse comics are phenomenal. The books are phenomenal.
Oh God, yeah. Even like people in the chat, I bet you. Yeah, I bet you everybody in the chat is a huge Star Wars fan.
But that
has some ties to Star Wars.
But Disney can have it. It died for me.
Now, no, Muncie, listen, bro. Please watch The Mandalorian.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
Dave Filoni's stuff is reviving Star Wars, in my opinion.
So do you want my honest opinion?
Hell yeah. Look, it ain't for everybody,
let us know. What did you think?
Mandalorian is by far the best thing that Disney has put out. Star Wars.
Easy.
But
Rogue One was great.
I thought Mandalorian was a complete pussy through the entire first season. He got his ass kicked every single episode. He got his ass kicked by Jawas. He got his ass kicked by Ugnaughts. He got his ass kicked with the exception of the first episode when he drugged those two dudes in. He's getting his ass kicked constantly. And then when he finally gets the baby, he's like, "Oh, it's so cute. I'm going to keep it." I was like, "Who would ever hire this asshole?" Right. This isn't Boba Fett. And then we get season 2.
No,
and we get Boba Fett. We get Boba Fett in that awful ass costume, and I was so upset. Like everybody's drooling, like Boba Fett, and I'm like, this. I turned.
You were mad. Really?
Yeah, like I'm not a fan, man. I'm sorry, I'm not. I know.
Because Boba Fett, you know what it was?
No, this is great. I've never met anyone that wasn't a super fan of this show. Like you didn't even watch the part where Luke came and you didn't see that.
I watched the clip of it online. It's about his best.
Bro, now you have to see it like unfold and get to that point.
Yeah, you do.
So dramatic.
It was good.
I didn't really care for the first season, so I couldn't watch too much of the second season. I just watched clips of it.
You know what though? Like that's a good homage to what I'm talking about. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau doing with Star Wars. They're bringing it back and like giving us Luke back. A powerful Luke. This is the most powerful badass we've ever seen Luke Skywalker. Luke was not seasoned like that in the movies that he's in. He wasn't walking around crushing droids and shit. Like he was not that seasoned. He got dope. And what they're doing is they're hearkening to the Legends comics, which is where I wanted the new trilogies to go. The Legends comic, the Legends books, rather, the novels. Like Luke Skywalker in those stories is a beast. Like he's a god. Like Luke Skywalker in the book is like the most powerful thing in the universe. But in the trilogy, we didn't get none of that. I was like, who is this cat? What did they do to Luke Skywalker? This is not Luke Skywalker. It's not Luke Skywalker from the movies. It's not Luke Skywalker from Legends. This is some new thing they made up and they destroyed. You're right. They killed it. Like they absolutely killed it. Mick the Collar in the building was good. Morally thinking was good. Yeah, but yeah, they destroyed it, man.
I just don't understand
why you gotta watch.
Why you would buy a property? Like I don't care what it is. Why you would buy a property for that much money, billions of dollars, and then say, "Hey, look, everything these guys created, it's dead. We're not going to use it. It's dead. Don't even read it. We're not going to ever print it again. It's
it's non-canonized. And
yeah, that's the stupidest move I've ever.
Listen,
you have all this. You could have said,
people
I don't
were
know
upset
what we're
about
gonna
that.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you could have said
right.
you don't know.
You could have just said, we're going to create some new stuff and see how it goes. You know, keep reading that old stuff. We might use some Zahn stuff. You know, it's going to be cool. We'll check it out. But no, they come straight out and they're like, all that stuff's dead. You fans that have been reading this for years.
No, well, that was Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, Kathleen Kennedy put that statement out immediately. Like, all of the books, all of that is not canon. It's all dead. The videos on YouTube, all of that. There's a committee that approves those videos to be made for YouTube. Like you have to send it to like a Lucasfilm studio. They review it. They tell you what you did wrong or what you did right, and then you can put it out. You can't put it out without their approval. So I don't get why she would do that. Like, why she would just say, you know, we're not doing this and we're not going to see this as canon. Because I've never read any of the other books like Reno has, but from what I understand, they're dope. Like they're like the best.
I've read them all. Almost every. There's some young adult ones I didn't read, and I didn't read those either. I didn't read
the new ones. I have them. The Aftermath, the Chuck Winding stuff.
No, I don't. I'm not a big Wendig fan, but I haven't read the Disney stuff. Like when Disney took over, I read everything before that. I read up to the Legacy novels, not the comics, the Legacy novels, and then I read the Millennium Falcon that came out after that. But I read everything before that.
Yuzhan Vong.
Yuzhan Vong, great. All the Zahn, all the Timothy Zahn stuff. You know, Emperor's Hand. You know, all that stuff.
Bro. Absolutely.
Like there's a movie. Everybody always wanted to do Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect. If Disney would have said, okay, right, they would have been like, listen, we're just going to start off with Shadows of the Empire. You didn't have to make those other 3 movies that you made.
Well, they took George Lucas's deal. The deal he made with them is you can have the stuff, but like I'm gonna, base it on the stuff that I already did. But they wanted to get so far away from the prequels, because in their mind they thought the fans hated the prequels. Because we do rag on the prequels, like we rag on them heavy. but
we watch them.
But we love them.
We do watch
them. We love them.
It's a love-hate relationship. It's a love-hate relationship.
But George Lucas had that story continuing. His plan for the next movie, like what they were originally, what they sat down with him and agreed that they were going to do initially, was it was going to be Darth Maul was going to be like the big bad, and he would have this female apprentice, and they would be hunting the galaxy, like bounty hunter stuff going on, like a whole lot of dope stuff. And they just trashed it. They just scrapped it all to go with to create this whatever it is. I don't know, this woke agenda shit. They're doing the same thing now with He-Man. They keep doing it, man. They keep doing it over and over. But
that trailer is awesome.
The trailer's bananas.
Yeah, the trailer is. Yeah, the trailer is. I do like the trailer.
Looks amazing, bro. Yeah, they made Orko.
Orko looked amazing. That's the best I ever seen Orko look. Yeah.
The animation on it is crazy.
No, it's great. Yeah. So I'm holding out.
Now, a lot of people ragging about. A lot of people ragging about that because they were saying that the animation for She-Ra, the new She-Ra cartoon, they were like compared to the new He-Man. They was like, oh look, they were upset. They were upset about that. They was like, She-Ra looks like a kiddie cartoon from the '80s, like My Little Pony, and you give us He-Man, it look like a full featured anime film.
Yeah.
It's like Akira. It's like comparing Akira to early Mickey Mouse videos.
So I know you were saying I'm not trying to jump on the next subject or nothing. But I saw the little icon you had up of the Loki. I was just going to ask you if you read Straczynski's Thor run. Did you ever read Straczynski's Thor run?
No.
So that's not
No, I heard they were great.
Oh man, it's phenomenal. I have the omnibus of it. But that's not it. A lot of people say that's where the female Loki came from, and she showed up once before.
Isn't it Thor Annual 8 or something like that?
Well, it was earlier, but
it was 18.
In Thor 5 in the Straczynski run, Straczynski's really the one that did it.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, when he brought it back, it was awesome because they killed Thor in Ragnarok, and then they relaunched the series. Straczynski relaunched it, and it was a great run because he had Asgard hanging over that farm town
in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, Oklahoma. Yeah, and he had to go wake up all the other Asgardians, and he thought he was going to wake up Sif, and he went to get her, and Loki got in her body instead, and it was like his brother, and he's like, oh, so Loki's hanging out as a chick, and he's a god of mischief. It was cool. It was a cool story. Like it was funny. Yeah. And so I don't watch the show, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. You said you watched the show episode 1. Remember at the end, because I know you don't watch a lot of MCU stuff. You don't really watch any of that stuff.
No, I don't.
You're a purist. You just it's too far from the original content for you, right?
Right. Yeah, I just pick it apart. So.
Yeah, you just pick it. You don't have fun. I get it. Did you think that the final scene where it shows? I thought I saw it said Oklahoma, right? They were in Oklahoma.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch it?
No, I hadn't watched it. No.
Oh, I thought you said you saw the first episode, the first 2.
No, No, I'm sorry.
Did you see the first? Did you see the first episode?
No, I hadn't watched any of it. No.
Okay.
No, I just knew. I seen clips online and the spoilers. I read the spoilers, so I know what's going on in the comic book world. So when my cousin
did anyone talk about it being the Oklahoma thing?
No. So it said Oklahoma in it. That's cool.
Yeah. At the end, they kind of it's not really after credit scene, but it's a post show scene, like something that goes on after the last scene ends, and I think it goes back to 1800 something, if I'm not mistaken. There was something about that, and then there was like a sign that said something about Oklahoma.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then that's where you first saw the Lady Loki figure, standing in the flames. But a lot of people that I talked to, but I haven't heard anyone saying this on YouTube or anything, is that the when they had Asgard, like you said, dropped over Oklahoma like that.
Yeah.
So we thought that's where this thing was going, but then no one talked about it. It wasn't mentioned in the second episode, and it even kind of changed. I think they ended up there in Wisconsin or something. It was weird, but I thought you had seen that.
No, maybe it was like they like to throw those comic book Easter eggs in there,
Right.
But that book was so good, man. You don't need to read that. Plus, the art was fantastic.
Straczynski.
Yeah, it was Straczynski run, but it was funny because they were like, you got to pay taxes, and he brings them to this big vault of all the gold and stuff. And he's like, here you go, can I stay? And they're like, yeah, I guess so. Keep Asgard here.
Yeah, right. Did you?
Would that be like because after Ragnarok? Yeah, I watched.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Because after Ragnarok, they do come to Earth.
Yeah.
They are stuck on Earth. Yeah, they do come to Earth after Ragnarok. So, and then when we got the Avengers, we had the last Avengers movie. They were on Earth. They weren't in Oklahoma, but they were on Earth.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, and you're talking to movies. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't watch them.
Oh, yeah. In the movies, they were on Earth. They
so
Thor
they
brings them.
Where
Thor brings them.
Or were they split up?
No, they were in somewhere in Europe, like Nova Scotia or something like that. They were somewhere on an island somewhere, like the whole. What was left of Asgard was there because a lot of it got destroyed, and then Thanos destroyed a lot of it. So they were it was whatever was left, and then you had Fat Thor. And then,
Muncie, please, at least for me, bro, watch Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, I have. I love Guardians. I
like that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
that's my favorite one. Those are my favorite out of all the MCU.
No.
The Guardians?
Guardians is my second. Winter Soldier is my first. I love Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier was great.
Winter Soldier is my favorite. But Guardians is my second. No, I used to watch them. I just, like I said, I kind of stopped around the Infinity War. I couldn't get into them anymore. it was too much for me. It was too, everything Marvel was putting out was a comedy, and. And like I said, like you said, I wasn't enjoying them. So I said, if I'm not going to enjoy it, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch Black Widow. I'm excited for Black Widow. I'm a ScarJo fan. I think the trailers look great. I still think Taskmaster is going to be a woman, like especially now that
you already know.
Yeah. So, but it still looks really good. So I'm going to watch it, next month when it comes out. So we'll see. But for the most part, I don't watch them. I haven't watched WandaVision. I haven't watched.
So basically, did you watch Infinity War?
I watched the first one, kind of. I turned it off. I couldn't take it. I didn't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. It's not the better one. Endgame is way better, but they are very maddening. Like you will get pissed off. Like Hulk not coming out. Like a lot of stuff will make you mad. But I'm telling you, bro, there's some moments, man. Like, listen, when Cap comes down with the hammer and the lightning, bro. Cap with, oh my God, bro. I was like, man, there's some moments, bro. Like you gotta see these moments, man.
Like I said, I watched most of it, but it was too much, man. It was just too much. Like they bitched out the Black Order. Those characters are crazy powerful. They bitched out Thanos. Like Thor just comes back and sticks an axe in him. Come on.
No, bro. He took it out. He took it out. He was like, you should have aimed for the head. Like it didn't even bother him. And listen, Ebony Maw was a beast.
Yeah,
they made him a beast.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Corvus.
Thor. That showed the power of Stormbreaker.
That was the idea.
Right. The idea was the power because it is a cosmic weapon. It is
compared to Mjolnir.
Yeah, compared to Mjolnir. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, we couldn't get Beta Ray Bill because at the time they didn't have the rights to him, I guess, or something.
Yeah, no, and I think
we know he's
in Love and Thunder.
Right? Well, no, he's in the universe because if you notice when we watched Love and Thunder, there was a statue
Ragnarok.
Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, there was a statue of him. Did you see Ragnarok, Musty?
No.
Oh, no, that's one of the ones you got to see. Listen, trust me. Even if you don't like the other ones, if you like Guardians, you're gonna like Ragnarok. I promise.
Listen, what did you see?
I promise.
All right, I've seen Iron Man. I've seen Iron Man 1 and 2. I've seen Captain America: Winter Soldier. I've seen
Iron Man 3.
There's a lot I tried to watch. I just couldn't do it.
Don't watch it.
God, what else did I watch? I watched Avengers and Age of Ultron.
Okay. That's all right.
I don't know.
So you basically stopped. You basically stopped with.
Well, here's a quick question.
And the show.
Did you like the original Captain America? I think it was the 70s.
The first
TV show.
No,
the 70s TV show. We had the motorcycle.
Yeah,
hand glider on it. Did you like those?
No, it's awful.
No? Yeah. What about the Spider-Man one? What about the Spider-Man when it came out?
No, man, it's awful.
They're hokey, man.
They had the Fantastic Four one where they had the cardboard hand waving. It was like,
bro.
So you're like, all right, what about the original
stuff? Did not get good until.
What about
Blade?
The Incredible Hulk with Bill Bixby?
Blade was the first.
Oh, love it. That's a great show. I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a cool show.
No, I have watched. I look, man. We don't need to go off on all the movies I don't like because there's way more that I don't like.
No, but I think Ragnarok. You're gonna love. I promise.
I tried to watch it, man. Like honestly, I couldn't watch it. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm not even gonna sit here and bullshit you. I tried to watch. My nephew was watching it one day, and is that the one where he was joking with the guys from Planet Hulk and was that the Planet Hulk
one where you go with Jeff Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum is like the.
Is it the Planet Hulk one? Is it where he fights? He's supposed to fight Surfer.
He fights Gladiator Hulk, Thor and Gladiator Hulk fight.
Yeah, no, I couldn't watch it, man. I tried to. I couldn't get into it.
That's one of the better ones.
It was like a big comedy. It was like, hey, ha ha ha! Like it's what's going on? Everybody's dead, but it's still funny. Let's crack jokes. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. I'm sorry, man. I know it's cool.
No,
we all love it. That's cool.
No, I like that. We like to have different opinions, man. And I know, and I agree with you on a lot of I agree with you on everything you're saying. But just as a super fan, I can't not watch it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
that's what. But you're absolutely right about everything you're saying. I agree.
So it's like the Black Album. Like I couldn't sit. I just can't sit.
I still haven't listened to it yet, man. I still haven't listened to it. I need to. I haven't.
But the Gray Album.
My daughter knew what it was.
Yeah. But the Gray Album, I can do that. I can do the Gray. But the Black Album, I get it. So I get where you're at with it. It's just like listening to the Black Album. It's just hard.
Yo, OG Lee in the house. What's good, brother? Lazarus Einstein. Salute.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Lee, what's up? Yeah.
One of the comic dudes. But yeah, the new Guardians is gonna be sick. I'm definitely waiting for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. That's gonna be dope. Falcon and Winter Soldier. If you liked Winter Soldier, you probably like that show. They introduced.
I will probably watch Hawkeye because I am a huge Hawkeye fan and I'm a huge Kate Bishop fan, and I know she's going to be on it. And I know they're gonna introduce Ronan, Echo, which should be cool.
That's gonna be dope.
So I'm gonna give it a shot. I'll watch it and check it out and see if I can, get past the first episode.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's a toss up right there. You never know if it's gonna be good or bad, but it has the potential to be dope.
It does.
If they stick to the source material.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, that's their big problem. So Loki, did you watch it, Stu?
Yes.
I barely got to get through it. Been so busy. But
no, I get it. I'm gonna watch it again.
Though. Yeah,
I did too. I gotta watch it again. Because when you watch it, like the first episode, I watched it twice, and I noticed a lot of things that I didn't really, notice when I watched it the first time. So it stuck out to me a lot more the second time, the first episode than it did the first time.
Sometimes it's the mood you're in. You know what I mean? Like for me, I can see a movie and hate it, and I can see it again and love it. It just really depends on the mood I'm in. Like sometimes I don't know that I'm not in the mood for it, but I'm watching it and it's just I'm not feeling it. But then, I'll watch it again and I'll be like, man, I missed all that. Like that was dope.
Reno, we were talking about that at the shop this week. We were talking about Daredevil, and we were all talking about how we went and saw that movie, and we were like coming out, like, oh, that movie was fantastic. It was Daredevil, man. His Daredevil is so cool. And that now then like, a year later you watch it and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like what? Like, wow, yes.
What was I thinking? That movie was awful.
That's a crazy thing that happens. That's how I did Star Wars. Like I literally Force Awakens, I was like, oh my God, this is the illest. They went back to like real puppets. It was kind of like the first one, and then you come back and you're like, wait, it's a carbon copy of the first one. Like with characters, and then you're like, wait, and then it breaks down and you realize that you made yourself like it. Like you wanted to like it so bad. It's like
the first X-Men movies were like that.
Exactly.
The first ones. Yeah, you watch when we first saw them, we were like,
Fox X-Men movies. Yeah, it was like,
but then you watch them, like,
do you think, Stu, that was like it was just because like we were just wanted them for so long that we couldn't understand that they were bad. We watched them and we just were so excited. It's like Wolverine's claws.
100%.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Like I get a live action version of Beast.
Man.
Cyclops. Like yeah.
That's what I mean about the Star Wars. It's like you wait so long for the Star Wars movies and they finally drop it and it's visually stunning, and so and it's Star Wars, so you're like, yeah, it's dope. And but I mean, it had potential. I think if Rian Johnson didn't destroy the middle one, which destroyed the third one, I think Abrams could have done.
Yeah, the third one was just bad.
Decent with it.
It was just
that
bad.
second one was so bad that it made the third one incapable to be good.
That's like Blade, though. Remember we had Blade?
I like a lot of parts of the third one.
Yeah,
it had its
moments, but it wasn't that great.
Like I thought the Emperor was he looked scary. Like he had the dope like Sith, burgundy robe. Like it really reminded me of the novels. Like that scene, how Yoda lifted the X-wing out of the swamp when he lifted all them starfighter the cruisers out of the sand. Like I was like, yo, like it was parts of it that were phenomenal. And I didn't really
still like Blade, man.
What about Blade?
Blade was good.
Oh, Blade.
He was saying what about Blade? I said I still like the first Blade, man.
The first and second Blade were great. That third one, you was like,
no, that
third, you're like, it just, that's where you got Hollywood sticking their foot.
Yeah,
don't belong. Just stick to the source material.
The second one's pretty good. It was okay. The second one had Ip Man in it. I mean, like you got Ip Man in there kicking ass. Like I can't remember the actor's real name, but that guy's awesome. So like you had him in there doing all kinds of martial arts. Yeah, and that one was cool. And you had the one-liners, but the first one was just awesome. Like it was one of those like Guardians of the Galaxy. They made it. You were like, oh, it's Blade. It's not going to be like a super hit. And then they made it. And everybody went and watched it, and they were like, "Oh, Blade! Some motherfuckers always trying to skate uphill."
Yeah, yeah. Blade was good, man. It was good.
But that's It's like you said, like Guardians, man. Everyone now thinks, "Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy is dope." Like especially people that weren't in the comics, but comic heads know, like nobody was checking for Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody cared about that friend, that title.
The comic franchise, no.
Yeah, that title. So it was like. It was one of them sleeper hits, man. Like that.
We like Rocket. We like Rocket. Everybody always thought Rocket was cool. Everybody always thought Rocket.
Like Guardians, like the way they based it on Abnett and Lanning's Guardians of the Galaxy, and any comic fan that read it, loved it, and they loved Guardians, and we knew it. So when they announced the Guardians movie, I said, well. I don't know how they're going to translate this to screen, and nobody knows these characters, so I don't know how this is. But it was a huge hit. But I do think that was the cause of why the Marvel movies are the way they are now, because Guardians was such a yuck fest. It was all like egg jokes every 2 minutes, which works for that movie and those characters. That they turned all the rest of the movies from that point forward into jokes. It's like you can't even have a serious Marvel movie anymore. So.
That's insightful, man. That's really insightful.
But you know what, Muncie? It worked.
That's exactly what's going on.
I think what they looked at it like, oh, this worked, and everybody loved it. So if we throw that little comedy in every movie, it'll boost. Right, it'll boost sales.
All about cookie cutter, like that works. We need another one. That works. We need another one.
Like, I'm gonna tell you.
Don't go ahead. Go ahead.
Not to cut you off. Yeah, like Nolan Ryan, like he killed the Batman movies because, in my opinion, every movie he did, we had Batman that's based in reality. It was dope. All right, now it's time to get back to Batman and the gadgets and the utility belt. You know what I mean? Let's get back to what Batman is. It was every Batman movie after that. Every version of Batman Hollywood did after that. They try to do like Batman Begins. All right, it was okay, but it's old now. The formula's old. It was okay for what it was. I can't say too much bad about it, although the third movie was the worst. And Bane is Spanish, and I don't know why we can't get a Spanish Bane in any movie. But we're not going to talk about that. Bane is Spanish. He has a Spanish accent. He speaks Spanish. He wears a luchador mask. Like, I don't understand why Bane just can't be Spanish. And when it comes to the Venom, they just don't do it right. They don't have the tube. I mean, come on.
That Bane had nothing to do with Bane. Bane's one of my favorite characters.
And Bane is always a side character in every movie. Like, Bane is a major villain. And he was a major problem for Batman.
But he wasn't the mastermind ever.
No. He was a mastermind.
Really smart.
He was a mastermind. He was really smart. Right. But never in the movies. And he also prided himself on being smarter than Batman.
Right.
Like, that was his thing. Like,
Bane in the comics is my favorite. Maybe Joker, but it's definitely my favorite Batman villain besides Joker, if not. But like his whole origin, you know what I mean? Like the way he devised to crawl out of the prison and all of that, like surviving in that prison. They really showed you that this dude is a genius. Like this dude is beyond intelligent.
Yeah, no, it was amazing. Hey, let me ask y'all something though. Did you? So I get in this argument a lot with people. I'm not a Superman fan. I am a huge Lex Luthor fan, though. I love Lex Luthor, and I love a lot of the supporting characters. And I think there's a lot of good Superman stories. I've read a lot of good Superman stories. Just as a character, I'm not a fan, but I like the farm boy Superman. I like the like the goody two shoes guy, and you know, I get in arguments with people at the shop, and like friends will talk to me about it, you know, because of the Nolan Supermans, and I'm like, they're too dark, you know, it's not what I want out of a Superman, you know, I want this farm boy, and they say that can't happen in 2021. You can't have a guy that's that good, and I was like, no, you really can. There's people out there that are like that are that nice and that sheltered, you know, growing up on a farm, and they're like, no, it can't happen. I want this darker Superman with his powers. And I'm like, I don't. I mean, I'm sorry. I want the farm boy. And I think I don't know. That's what I'm asking. How do y'all feel about it? Do you like the dark Superman, like the
Yeah, to me that movie Man of Steel was like my favorite Superman movie. Like it blew me away. Like I was like, wow, like I didn't know Superman could be this dope, because I'm not a fan of Boy Scout farm boy, you know, Boy Scout Superman, like super nice Superman. What's good, Tiger Man? What happened? You all right?
Man. Yeah, man. I just had after I had 2 calls, because I had the DJ show tomorrow, and then Wednesday I had to get that out the way, and then my camera wouldn't cut on as usual.
Okay.
So got that working. I got the what's the name back? The GoPro. Got that back.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I had to take the other camera off that I DJ with to set up to do the podcast, and I was like, that's stupid. I should have one camera for one for the other. So
right. Well, we're just talking about actually where we get to now. We're talking about Superman. Actually, Muncie asked if we like the darker tone of the newer Superman movies, because he likes the Boy Scout, super nice farm boy Superman, you know, goody two shoes kind of Superman. And for me, I was never a fan of Superman because of that super goodness and all of that. Like that never appealed to me. I was always a guy that like anti-heroes, dark characters. Like that's always my thing. So the new Superman was great because of that reason. But I know people like that, and I know people like from a man Spadeonomics. Like this is a dude that is one of the coolest, realest, down to earth, nicest, most kind-hearted people you'll ever meet, and he's a super duper Superman fan.
There's a lot of them out there.
It hit me that
a lot of them out
people
there
that are really fans of that Superman are inherently usually really good people. It's weird. And I'm not saying that I'm a bad person because I like anti-heroes, but you find that like a certain type of person really likes those Superman movies, you know, or not movies, but that version of
that version of the character.
Right. No, I like the farm boy goody two shoes. So I like that. I think that's dope because
right. See, I'm not a DC guy. You're a DC guy, and that's probably
right because it's like you got to understand when you got the Superman movies. When we had Man of Steel, there is a comic called Man of Steel. It's based in reality, just like the TV show. I mean, just not the movie. So when they did that, that's what it is. He wears a beard, just like he did in the movie, and it's just more based in reality. He has a job. Him and Lois, you know, they're together. You know, it's just based more
not
on reality.
Comic bookish, like
right. He has to pay rent, things like that. You know, that's just what it is.
More like Marvel,
right? So it's just the Man of Steel series. That's just what it is. But Superman is just like Muncie said. That's the goody two shoes farm boy.
He's like wholesome. He's not tainted. He's
right.
Not,
yeah. Right.
And that's because he's not from Earth. That's why he's like.
Yeah. Right, and that's why I like that one. That's why I like that.
You get the better interaction with Batman because Batman's the Knight of Vengeance. He's the dark guy, so like you play off each other better. You got this goody two shoes guy who's like, "Come on, Batman, do you really need to hang that guy by his toe off of the building and like beat him up?"
Right.
He's like, "Yeah, I do." Yeah,
right. And he's always right, and he in the comics, he's always trying to find some way to prove Batman methods wrong. Like he's just always trying to like, look, we don't have to do that. Like I did this and we still got the same answer. And Batman's like, look, right. Batman's like, listen.
Batman's like, you're indestructible.
You got power, dog. I gotta do this with a
I gotta swing from a battering.
But Batman is just a man. Like people don't understand that. He can't fly. And he said it in the comics a few times. I don't have heat vision. I can't run fast. I'm not indestructible. I can't fly. I can't block bullets with my bracelets. None of that. I'm just a regular 100% man. And that's what they, you know, the heroes, it takes them a while to get it, but then they finally get it. but Batman has beaten some of the strongest villains in the DC universe.
Like, yeah, they
and
say
he's just a man.
Batman.
Yeah.
They say Batman got a trick for all the Justice League. Like he
Right.
got a plan to kill any one of them if he need to.
Yep.
Yes, there was a
And-
comic where he did
Yeah,
that.
like, he broke
he
that down.
actually, there was a comic where they were fighting a Mazo, and they were losing, and Superman shows up, and he absorbs Superman powers. So Batman's sitting there. He's like, "Look, I got something for him," and he pulls out a piece of kryptonite, and they subdue a Mazo. They go back to wherever they go. So Wonder Woman just asked a question. She was like, "Wait a minute, can I ask you a question?" He's like, "What?" She says, why do you have a piece of kryptonite? Like, why are you walking around with a piece of kryptonite?"
Yeah.
And he says, "Well, I had it just in case." She was like, "Just in case what?" He was like, "Just in case." I
Get
need
out
it.
of control.
Right.
Yeah.
So then she started asking a question, needed for what? Like, what would you need a piece of kryptonite? Like, by that time in the comic, in the DC universe, they had really got rid of all the kryptonite for
Yeah,
Superman, the green kryptonite. But Batman saved a piece. He had got it from Lex Luthor.
Of course.
Lex Luthor carried a piece around for a long time, and they gave him cancer. But that's a whole another story. But
Wow.
then he goes on and says they finally drag it out of him, and he says, "Well, I got it just in case Superman act a fool." And he told him,
So Batman,
Batman was like, "Look, I'm just a regular man. I can't fly. I don't shoot lasers out my eyes. I'm not indestructible. Like, look, I need an edge, and this is my edge just in
turns
case."
bad. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So then Flash says, "Well, wait a minute. Well, if you got a piece of kryptonite for him, what you got for the rest of us? Like, you got anything?" So Batman was like, "Yeah, I got a contingency plan for every
Contingencies
last
for
one
all
of
y'all.
y'all.
Yeah.
For all of y'all." And they were like, "What do you mean a contingency?" So they had a meeting and kicked him out of the Justice League because they wanted to know what he had. Batman wouldn't tell them.
Yeah.
So you fast forward a couple issues later, they let him back in. Batman's like, "Look, I'll make a deal with you. I'll tell each one of you the contingency plan for the other one, but I won't tell everybody everything. So I'll leave one contingency plan with everybody else." The one that always puzzled me was Wonder Woman. He has Superman in the Batcave, and he has a box, and he shows the box to Superman. He said, "This is the contingency plan for Wonder Woman." Superman opens it up. There's nothing in it, and he's like, "What do you mean?" He said, "There's nothing in the box." So Batman says, "Look, Wonder Woman is basically a demigod." So he's like, "Look, you really can't. I can't kill her. We can't do anything." So he was like, "It's hard. She's just as strong as you, and she's just as durable." So he was like, "I don't really have a plan for her, but I know I can contain her somehow." And Superman said, "How?" And he was like, "You." So he's like, "What do you mean?" He said, "That's my plan to stop her. You. I will have to use you somehow to stop her because that's the only thing. She's just as fast as you are. She can fly. She's just as strong."
I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. Recently, I've been seeing stuff. I didn't know Wonder Woman had powers like that. I knew she could. I thought she had an invisible jet and a truth lasso.
She does.
I
does
know
have
she.
that,
But I thought that was the extent of her power.
Of a strength.
No.
Yeah, of her
No,
power. Like,
Wonder
I thought
Woman's
she had an
strong.
invisible jet and a lasso. That's all she did.
She's strong. She has durability. She has the lasso of truth. She has an invisible jet. She can
block
run
bullets
fast,
with the
and she can block bullets.
She got
She
super
slows down.
speed.
She has all of that.
Yeah,
She's
crazy.
basically a demigod. She's
the female Superman, right? Basically.
Yeah, but she has limits. But like Batman was saying,
But now, can she
you can't
fly,
only
though?
a god,
Does she need
only
that
a god. No, she doesn't need a jet.
jet? Why does she have the jet?
Oh, that was for the TV show.
Why? Why did they do that?
Well, remember at the end of Wonder Woman 1984, how dumb she looked flying?
Yeah,
She was just flying.
sitting in there.
So back in the 70s, somebody said, "Look, that just looks dumb as hell." You know, the cigar munching guys, they're like, "Hey, that looks dumb as hell. Give her a jet, make it invisible, and that'll be cool." That's what,
yeah.
that's what we got.
So
Give
did
her
you,
a jet. Yeah, I like
did y'all ever read that? So Tom King's run's kind of up and down on Batman, but there's two great issues where like Batman's talking about getting married to Catwoman.
This
and,
is Tom King's run. You see City of Bane
okay.
mark right there. Yeah.
All right, great. So
Wow.
so issue 37. Pull out issue 37.
Oh, I don't think I have that.
Are they in order? Are they in order?
They are,
Oh,
but
are they in order?
they go to 1, 2, 3.
We'll call
they
them Savage if they're not in
Yes,
order.
were they
Like
placed in
Savage.
there in order? Yes. Did you take the time to put them in order?
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I did, but I'm only like 47 to
Okay. Well, so there's
to
he's
109. Yeah.
So he's going
I got half of it.
He's supposed to meet like Superman for dinner, right? They're gonna have this date night and everything, and they're going. And I got it pulled up on my phone because I wanted to share it with you because it's a great issue. But Superman's with Lois and Batman's with Catwoman, and Superman says, they're talking about each other, talking about him getting married, and he hasn't told Superman yet, that they're engaged. And Superman says his parents died when he was so young, shot, killed right in front of him. And Batman says to Catwoman, his whole planet was destroyed. He's the last of a Holocaust. Superman says he was raised alone, a kid in a huge mansion with his memories of his mother and father. Right. And Batman, he grew up in the dirt, finding out slowly how different he was, a stranger discovering every day how strange he was. Superman's he had love, and they took care of him, and he should be a killer. He should want to tear the world apart for what they did. And then Batman's like, he was the power, the world, he could have tore the world apart, and he could with a pinky. And then Superman's like, and yet he took the pain, he took the shock, he took the death, and he turned it into hope. And Batman says, imagine that always being on the outside, the pain that would come from always being on the outside, and yet he took the pain and became the symbol of hope. And then Batman said, I'm just a rich kid from the city. I knew my parents. I knew who I was, what I had to be. And Superman says, I had the love of my parents. I had Ma and Pa the whole way. I had a childhood full of laughing and learning. And then Batman says, I didn't have any choice but to be who I am. He had every choice. He became who he was. And Superman says, I have powers. I had to do this. All he is are his wits and his will, and he chooses to do this. Every kid inspires to be him. Everyone wants to be him. He's a better man than me. He's a better man than me.
Damn, that's dope.
It's strong stuff, man. Strong
That's
stuff.
why I rock with Tom King's Batman. That's why I had like City of Bane, bro. Like that's how I got into it, because I'm a Bane fan, and I was at the time, all I knew in my head was I'm still kind of new to comic, collecting. Like 2019 is when I started, so it was in my head that I had to buy runs. Like I couldn't just buy a single, because in my mind a comic book is a TV episode. One book is an episode of a TV show. Like, you just buy one, you don't know what the hell's going on, right? You don't know what happened before that episode or after. So I wanted to always buy runs, and so I bought City of Bane. He kills Alfred.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like, yeah.
I was messed up over that, man. Yeah,
and I'm like, yo, this cat. Yeah, but Alfred's dead right now in the comics.
Yeah, Alfred's done.
Yep. Tom King, man, that is a beast. So I was so I love that the whole run so much. I'm like, man, who is this author? And
I'm gonna get those.
Try to go back and get all of them, but I need like 1 through like 46.
Well, I'm gonna get those 2 date night issues and send them to you, because they're you got to read them, man. You got to have them in your collection. They're good. But hey, look, y'all, I got to jump off. I'm sorry. Wife's home. I'm gonna go cook dinner and hang out and see the girls.
Yo, thanks for coming.
Thanks for stopping in, man. Listen, it's always a pleasure.
No, love y'all. Much love. We'll see you, man.
We'll see you, Muncie.
All right, Muncie.
Yeah, man.
Hey, did they ever do was there ever, because they did a series on Alfred, I think it was I didn't quite catch that. Oh wow. Siri listening to me. The series
always
I think it was Alfred's father, right? He was special ops.
Alfred. It was on Alfred.
Alfred's like
MI6. Oh, it was on Alfred. Was there a comic?
It was on Alfred.
There is.
There is.
Yeah,
is there a comic?
now.
I don't know. I never read one.
Nah, this is a new thing. I didn't know. I thought you knew about this, Stu, being a DC fan. And if not,
no, I know Alfred's history, but I never read a comic.
There's a new. He got his own series. He got his own title, comic book called Alfred. It's called Pennyworth, I think.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yes,
it's about him.
Yes.
It's about him as like a MI6, like a James Bond kind of cat.
Yeah.
Before he met, before he became, I guess, the butler.
Did that come out before the I don't know what channel it's on. It must be on
you talking about Gotham?
One of those. No, not Star. Not Pennyworth. It's like a live action one they have out.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's. I know they had one season. I don't know if they did another one. But
okay, no.
I don't know if it came out before the comic or after.
See, the show I don't know about.
When did that comic
I
come
never
out?
watched the show.
I think the comic is really new.
So it must have came out after the show then, because we saw that on the app like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah, this is.
I didn't see it. It was available. I said, "Oh, this is about Alfred being an MI6 agent."
Mm-hmm.
So,
then
yeah, working with Thomas Wayne.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. So I wonder if
the TV show is 2 seasons in, came out in 2019, and the comic. Let's see here. The comic came. Let's see.
I ain't on Netflix.
Check this out. Watch. All right. You see this, Tiger?
Yeah. Pennyworth, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so this is new, Stu. I just subscribed to it to pull this. It's gonna be a 7-issue miniseries. And yeah, it's probably, and this is Batman Pennyworth right here. Pennyworth RIP rather. This is the Tom King storyline. I guess this is
when he dies?
Is. Yeah, where he kills Alfred. Bane kills him. Yeah, Bane kills Alfred. And but this is the Pennyworth right here. This is it says spanning the years between the hit. Okay, there you go. Spanning the years between the hit TV show and today, Pennyworth tells the continuing adventures of Alfred Pennyworth as an MI6 counterintelligence agent, this time in the Cold War era Soviet Union, when Alfred and his partner receive intelligence that nuclear weapons are being manufactured near the Arctic Circle. They're off to infiltrate the remote military base to learn more. But things don't go exactly as planned, and the ramifications of this mission may be more far-reaching than anyone could have guessed, as our present-day butler gets dragged back into his past. And here he is, like looking like James Bond with the target.
You know what? You know what's crazy, Reno? I'm reading here. It says Alfred. Well, I already knew a lot about Alfred, but some of this I didn't know. Like they're saying, highly intelligent, resourceful, runs the day-to-day operations of Wayne Manor, which we knew. Maintains much of the equipment at Batcave. We knew that, and beneath it. Former actor. He can use his acting and disguising skills to help Batman in the field when necessary. And even capable of impersonating Bruce Wayne on the telephone convincingly. That I knew, because he used to do that in TV shows.
Really?
yeah. And there's 66 Batman, as well as giving Bruce Wayne. Remember, it's funny because remember the 66, he actually dressed up as Batman. You know it was Alfred, because he didn't even have the same physique as
right.
So he shows up, he's like I'm Batman, and it was the funniest thing, and everybody
get out of there and smack.
They had a lot of nerve, man.
And he even had the mustache. He had the gray mustache under the cowl, and it was just funny.
Speaking of that, that's like Joker. He had a mustache in that TV show, but he had paint.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Here's defense. Cesar Romero, there's a story behind that. Cesar Romero refused to shave his mustache.
I know.
Just like what's the name in Man of Steel? CGI.
And they were gonna pay him. They were gonna pay him to do it, and he said no. So I ain't shaving my mustache. Mm-hmm. So they had to put the makeup over it, and that's how they got it. But he refused it. Yeah, he was like, "Look, I'm Cesar Romero."
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not shaving my mustache.
Right. They had a lot of nerve with them TV shows back then, man. The stuff that they would try to pull off, like they just wouldn't care because they'd be like, "Our kids, they're not gonna notice."
Yeah, do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
well, once TV started getting better resolution, we noticed. We were like, "Wait a minute, Joker got a mustache? Like, what's going on?"
He had a bushy. He had a big old. It wasn't like my shit. He had a Magnum PI joint.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he had a Burt Reynolds. He gave Burt Reynolds a run for his money.
Yeah. And it's like, like remember the did you ever see Hollywoodland? It's a movie about the actor that played Superman in the old like 1940s.
I
TV
knew about that. Yeah, I didn't watch it though. Was it
Ben
good?
Affleck plays him. Ben Affleck
Wasn't
plays him.
he now? Wasn't
It's
he related to
phenomenal, dog.
Christopher
I
Reeve?
tell
Wasn't
you,
he?
this
Was
is
it one of the
a dope
original ones
movie.
related to Christopher Reeve? Right.
I don't know. But his
Yeah, I think
name
the
is
original.
weirdly his name. The guy that played Superman back in the 40s was named George Reeves.
Yeah, he was related to Chris. That was Christopher Reeve's dad.
Had no relation to Christopher Reeve.
No, I thought
Nah,
he
look
did
it
for
up
some
real quick.
reason.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up now.
You the
I'm
internet
looking it
guy.
up now because I always thought he was because they had the same
Nah.
last name.
Right.
I thought
That's
that they
what's
just.
crazy is that they're not related and they had the same last name. At least that's what I understood. But you could look that up real quick. But now what'd you say, Tiger?
No, I'm saying that's wild. I heard that too. That
Yeah, George
they
Reeves.
weren't related.
George
they just
Reeves
happened to have
was
the last name.
George Reeves. Well, Hollywoodland is a dope flick. Hollywoodland, it's about like LA at that time. You know, it's got a noir sort of vibe to it.
Yeah.
Like it's really like a noir film. Like it's dope. The Private Eye, what's his name? The actor dude, he's dope, man. He kills it every time.
Is this theme like remember that movie? It was a good movie. That it was
Chinatown
set in that time frame.
Chinatown. Oh, you talking about like
detectives?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Was Sean Penn played the gangster?
I'm trying to think. I think Brad Pitt was in it. Played like a detective. It was like set in the 50s.
No, I know what you're talking about. Confidential.
Yes, LA Confidential.
LA Confidential.
That kind of
great.
That was hard.
Yeah, great movie. That was
like
a great
that.
movie.
Just like that. Okay, I gotta watch
like
that.
that type of shit.
That's a good movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like that type of shit.
Yeah.
And
Didn't he
it's
commit
deep.
suicide or
It's
something like that, George?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know he did. You reading it right now?
I knew that. I knew he did.
I remember.
Wait, who? George Reeves?
Yeah, he committed suicide.
That's what the movie's about. He commits suicide, but it was
I don't know the story behind it.
That it was a murder.
Yeah.
That he was killed assassinated by the studio, like MGM and shit. Like a guy,
like my uncle. I had an uncle that watched it, and he said that he told me George Reeves was like, like he was on drugs or something like that. He was just whacked out. He thought he could really fly like Superman.
He shot himself.
Did he? Okay, yeah. Gunshot wound. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I'm looking at a gunshot wound into the head.
Yeah,
in the upstairs bedroom of his home.
That's what the movie's about. It's like it's a murder mystery that kind of takes place in 2 time zones. Like first, it's the detective, the private detective, like on that LA Confidential shit, and he's investigating for the mother of George Reeves. George Reeves is deaf because George Reeves' mother believes he was killed, and she hires the private eye to find out. And so half of the movie is that, and then it keeps flashing back to when George Reeves was alive, and it's showing his life, like what he's going through, and like the shit they put him through, like the shit that dude went through for that role, and the stuff that the TV studios, the movie studios used to do to actors, man. It's fucking humiliating, dog. Like it's crazy, man. Like it was deep. It was real deep.
You know what's crazy about that?
Flipping back and forth from the time when he's alive to after he's dead, and they'll be like in the same room. Like they'll be in the bedroom, and he'll be in there talking, whatever, doing whatever, and then they'll cut it, and then it'll be the detective in that same room, but there's like blood stains on the floor and like chalk mark, and he was right there. Like it's dope. It's dope.
So it's like true crime, sort of like true crime.
It's a true crime story, and it's a noir type vibe.
You know what killed me about that show, man? Now how we say we notice stuff now that we didn't notice back then.
Right.
You ever notice how because I watched the show a lot when I was a kid. When I got older and I watched a couple episodes, they would shoot a gun. They would shoot a gun at him, and he would stand there and take all the bullets, and then the criminal would get mad and throw the gun at him, and he would duck. So I'm like,
right.
I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. You just ducked. You just ducked all the.
You just took a whole clip, and now
you took duck. 6. Yeah, he took 6 to the chest and then ducked the gun when he threw it at you. So,
that's hilarious.
I knew when I was a kid, I never noticed that until now, bro. Yeah, just like that, Tiger. Just like that. Yeah. It was just like that. Yeah, he would just stand there, take 6 to the chest, and they threw the gun. He'd be like, "Huh," and then run after the guys and get him. You ever watch him? Check it out. You watch it, you be like, "Oh man,
if you didn't die from the bullets, what are you ducking for?"
Right, you just
lower speed than the bullet was hitting you.
Right,
that's funny.
Yeah, I
that's
noticed that, man.
directing. Like you gotta like, wait a minute, no, this is not gonna make sense if we put
But
this
they
on.
didn't care back then. Like them show, like they,
Yeah,
like I said, they had a lot of nerve, but they didn't give a damn, man. They just let anything.
because like I said, we
Let me
noticed it later on.
Right.
Right. Let me ask y'all a question. Do you think that, regardless to the create, the quality of the show back then, because they didn't have a lot to work with, do you think they were more creative back then than they are now?
Yeah, they had to. I think because it's like with music, people ain't created. It's easy for them to just do it because they have all the tools. But that's what's crazy.
Right.
You have all the tools now, technology, and you still come out with whack shit. So back then, they didn't have nothing. So you had to be creative and use your mind instead of letting the computer do it for you.
Right.
And it sounded better because the instruments were better. Like it wasn't just a computer program.
Digital, it wasn't and
right.
Yeah, nothing was digital, right?
Analog joints, yeah, man. Like Novation, man. It was live instruments, you know what I mean? But like with TV though, I don't know, with the TV shows of then and now, like I hated TV. Like I never watched TV shows. I'm not one of these people that watch Law and Order, or I don't watch TV. Like, I don't like TV. You know what I mean? I just don't. I can't stand commercials. They piss me off. You know what I mean? Just TV shows is just garbage. But Sopranos came out, and then you know what I mean? Like 6 Feet Under.
All that stuff started coming out.
And it started happening. You started having Breaking Bad was on regular TV, and I was like, yo, this is not HBO. This is dope. And it's on network TV.
It's quality.
And they started having more and more shows to the point that now I'm way more excited about a show than a movie. Because a movie's an hour and a half and it's over. Yeah, a show, I get 10-hour episodes per
season. 1 or 2 episodes might be weak, but the whole series might be good. If that movie's whack, then the movie's just whack. And it's like
really and it's like a book. That's why people always say the book was better than the movie. Because you got time to flesh the character out and tell like the backstory, like all kind of stuff that you can't fit in an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
But I can fit it in a 10-hour movie, which is 10 1-hour episodes, right? But that's what I'm saying. Like now the shows are like movies. So the creativity, I think, in my opinion, it got better because the writing got better. Like the
you had more time to expound on it.
Shows started being an hour instead of, remember, all shows were always 30 minutes. Like that was just all
that's
shows
true.
were always 30
they
minutes.
were 30 minutes. Yeah, that's true.
That's it.
Yeah.
And then they started being an hour, and there's like the hour-long quality scripted shows are, in my opinion, like the best medium right now. And you have like Netflix shows, like all the streaming services got shows. Some of the best shows, period, on Apple TV, which was crazy to me. I'm talking about good shows. Like
it don't look like those straight to Betamax type shows in the stores that you will never buy.
Like Netflix does a lot of. Like, I'm sorry, like a lot of Netflix shows are CW quality to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like WB shit. Like, it's like, come on, man. Like, y'all got all this money, and I see what Apple's doing. I see what Amazon's got some crazy shows, like dope shit. You know what I mean?
Amazon's got some good stuff. Yeah.
So I think they got hella creative.
We watched a movie last night on Amazon. We was like, yo, this is good.
What
did you watch?
It was 2 valets. They were robbing people. Like when they would park their cars, they would actually put the GPS in. If they lived close, they would go to their house and rob.
Man, I saw that. What is that?
Bad Samaritan. Bad Samaritan. So the dude went to this dude's house. The dude had a Maserati, and he went to his house. It was a rich prick dude. He was like, yeah, don't be smoking in my car. Don't touch the car, this and that. And they was like, yo, this dude got money. He's only 3 minutes away. They went to his house. Dude went in the room, turned the light on. This lady was in there, bound and gagged, like not no sex, but like kidnapped her and was torturing her.
Get out.
So he was like, oh, shoot. And then the dude, then from there, just, y'all got to see.
Oh, nah. I thought you was talking about something else. My bad. I did not see this.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Bad
Bad
I definitely
Samaritan.
got to see
I
that.
did not see that. That looks
I
dope.
definitely got to see that now, man. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, don't watch the trailer. The trailer told half the movie. Because we were
Word.
like, we watched the
Yeah.
trailer, then we saw the movie. I'm
I
like,
hate when they do that.
yo, just skip to halfway to the movie because we don't saw half of it already. Yo, they
You already
showed
knew.
mad shit in the trailer. We were like, do you want people to watch it? Right, but it was good though. But it,
Right.
believe me, don't watch. Just go right to the movie and watch it.
Yeah. Definitely. Hell yeah. Did you
I've
watch?
been watching.
Did you watch
I've been
Loki?
watching Under.
I know you watched Loki, right, Tuck?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Got the
Yo,
female
episode
Loki.
2 was
Getting
dope.
better, man.
I think
It
it was
is getting better, yeah.
cool, man.
Timeline splitting already.
Yes,
Like
it
I
is.
think, it was you, Tiger. You're not really a Owen Wilson fan, per se. Like it's not you don't like him. It never was your thing.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh shoot, on Wilson, I'm gonna go check it. You know what I'm saying? But he plays a good character in this series.
Yeah,
I don't
That's what
look
I
at
was
him
gonna
as
say.
Owen
What do you
Wilson.
think of him now? Right. Okay.
I mean, he played the character he's playing. Like I see the character. So yeah.
See,
That's true, yeah.
that's why I'm a big Owen Wilson fan because he's always Owen Wilson, but he really kills that character. Like he really plays whatever character is, but it's still him. He still got that way about him. That's like I don't know. It's like
I guess that's what it was. It was like
Comedy is real dry.
I don't know. I guess it was like the way he saw it.
Yeah.
You ever heard of his brother? His brother was on a
Luke
70s
Wilson.
show.
Yeah, Luke
Wilson. I think it was Luke Wilson.
Oh yeah, he was what's her name's boyfriend? Wait,
Yeah, the blonde. What's her name?
The older sister.
Donna.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that
the red haired chick.
Yeah, Luke Wilson. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. Nah. Yeah, he was in trying to think of the name of the movie. Idiocracy.
Yeah, he was Kelso's brother. Yeah.
Right. Yes, he was Kelso's brother.
Hey there, foreplay. Like they talk alike too. It's like that,
Hell yeah. You saw Idiocracy?
Nah.
Yeah, I seen it. It was good. It was good.
Yo.
Good. Yeah.
It's more of an irritant thing. It's not like I'm saying he can't act. It's more of like a kind of like Keanu Reeves. Like I know he's dope in the what's the name, the show, what's the series that he's doing?
Who?
Keanu Reeves. He's dope in the he's the gun dude.
John Wick.
Yeah. I guess he like I don't know. I guess because he kind of sounds the same. I guess in the movie.
Yeah, he's always
talks. It's like that. Yeah. So it's like, But.
I got you. Yeah, no, I definitely understand. Yeah, I feel that.
Oh, they're making another Matrix, right?
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Reno sent me something the other day about the Matrix. A woman. She said she was the mother of the Matrix.
The lady that wrote it. Yeah, the lady.
Is that true? Did she really? Did she really
write
the Matrix and all that? Did she really?
Let me break it down. That lady, and it's a crazy story, yo. The Wachowski brothers
and Terminator.
Yes, they took these studios or whatever took the story from this lady.
Yep.
This black woman. She wrote them stories. Now they completely okay. I read her script for what she's saying is the Matrix that they took from her.
Mm-hmm.
It's so similar to the point that every character you can be like, oh, that's Neo, that's Morpheus, that's Trinity. It's obvious who they are, but they changed the names. Another thing they changed was instead of it being the Matrix and Zion, her story is they were on another planet. They were aliens. And they came down, they were like sun people or whatever, like they came, and it was a whole metaphysical thing to it. And basically the Wachowskis, they took it and made it a computerized thing. They made it, he's a hacker. Like they changed it in that way. But when I tell you it's like line for line, the same exact shit.
They definitely stole it.
No question.
Yeah.
No question.
And supposedly Matrix and Terminator is supposed to be, it was like the Terminator happened and then the Matrix happened. It was like the same universe.
If you watch, my favorite thing about the Matrix, bro, my favorite thing about the Matrix is a movie called Animatrix that came out between I think part 2 and part 3. Yeah,
that was dope. Yeah,
it came out between 2 and 3.
It came out.
It told every
animated movie with like 6 little it's like an anthology tape.
Yeah, it told the story of everything that happened between the Matrix 1 and 2.
It told the story of it told the story of what happened before Matrix 1.
Right.
It tells how everything got that way. It tells how the Matrix. it tells like the robots, like it showed them as like butlers. You know, they first started out, and then they became this, and then they came that, and they like elevated and evolved into, you know, and then they went to war, and then they took over and put all the humans in these bubbles to use their energy as batteries because they had ruined the sun by their war. And so the sun,
man blocked the sun out. Man blocked the sun
whole
out.
war, but between the droids and the robots and the men. And so because they blocked the sun, and there's no humans to like generate electricity, they use the humans for electricity. They figured out because they're machines, they figured out a way to drain our energy, like how we have electricity in our bodies, no question, our brain synapses. So they figured out how to take that energy, and that's how Matrix 1 starts. That's what the Matrix is all about. That to me is the dopest shit. But you see the Terminator shit, all the Terminator stuff. What I was getting at is the Terminator stuff is in that. They like showing that. They show that part, the war between the machines and the man.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And so you can see the parallel between that and the Terminator stuff that she wrote. But yeah, man, what's her name?
I forgot. Yeah.
But yeah,
I forget her name. But she
was
just. You had sent me the link for that, and I was like, I watched it. She was on Killer Priest show.
Yeah,
Killer Priest.
That's what I showed.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
I'm not gonna say it, but I was just like, damn. You know what I'm talking about, Stu.
So Sophia Stewart, that's her name.
Yeah, Sophia Stewart.
But yeah, man, they broke it down on that show on Killer Priest show. Speaking of Killer Priest show, man, they had this flat Earth guy on there. Have you seen these people? That they believe the Earth is flat. Yeah. No, they're dead fucking serious.
I know.
They're to the point. This dude gets up here and shows fucking all this scientific evidence of how the Earth is flat, and there's no way that it could be a globe, and it's a big lie that they're telling us to hide the continents that are on the outside of the ice wall that surrounds us, that we think is Antarctica and the Arctic. Like, just they get so deep with it that in the comments, nothing but people backing it up. Nobody in the comments is like, this is fucking ludicrous. Like, a fourth grader can prove the Earth is a globe. I'm not seeing none of that. That's what I'm expecting to see. Like, there's literally thousands of comments. So it's like a whole group of these. Like, it's not just a group. Like, it's a movement. Like, it's really serious, bro. It's a whole millions of people. They're called the Flat Earthers. Flat Earth Society.
Kyrie's part of that.
Yeah. Tyrese?
Kyrie Irving.
Oh.
Plays for the Nets.
No, are you serious?
Yeah. That's it.
I've heard someone, some sports figure was saying
I can't get with that
one. No, I can't get with that either.
But they was on Killer Priest show, and the guy Mank that's with that's on the show with him, the other guy.
Oh
he was saying everything that I would have been saying. Like, he's like, so you know what I mean? Like, he's talking the guy that's trying to prove that the Earth is flat, and he's just like, bro, everything is a sphere. You know what I mean? Like, everything is a sphere. The universe, the guy, everything. Look at everything around you. From your organs to everything's based on a sphere. We're three-dimensional. Like, when you see water in gravity and anti-gravity, does it create a flat disk or a bubble, a sphere? You know what I mean? So everything naturally is formed as a sphere. Everything. Yeah. So the swirling gases and minerals and whatever that became the planets, of course, they're gonna form as spheres. Like, they believe there's a solid dome over the disk that is the Earth. A solid dome that they call the firmament. They think the sky is like has a solid, like a glass dome. Dead ass, bro. Dead ass. Dead ass, bro.
I would immediately let that. I'd be like, yeah, I'm out. I got to go pick between my teeth.
I
my
can't.
toes.
Yeah.
It's one of them things that you can't look away when you start seeing it. It's like a train wreck. Like, you don't want to look at it.
Yeah. Like, no, I got to see where this shit goes.
Yeah, like, where is this going? Like this is going somewhere. I just want to see.
Serious about it.
I want to be on it when it gets off,
right. Do they know where Jimmy Hoffa is really buried? Because we on to something right here.
Man. Wow. They know all the secrets.
Well, it's not far fetched, because before Albert Einstein came along, people thought the Earth was. They thought even in modern day time, they thought space was flat. Like there was, I watched a special where they talked about that, and Albert Einstein had to prove to him, like, look, it's not flat. Space has
In
depth.
space, right?
Yeah,
right.
like outer space. They literally thought it was flat, like a piece of paper. Like
Mhm.
even up until like the
That they can
1930s.
fold space time.
No, they just thought it was flat. They thought it was flat like paper. Like they
Mm.
thought it had no depth. Like there was no
Right.
depth in space. So he was like, there has to be depth, because if there like he was like, if it was flat, everything would be like solid next to each other. Like it's not
Yeah,
like that.
it don't make no
So
sense.
he proved it to him through the act of I think it was a solar eclipse, and he was like, look, if it was flat, then things couldn't move against each other, so they couldn't pass between each other.
Right.
So when the eclipse came, he showed them, and then he used some formula he had, and he proved to them, and they were like, oh, I guess he's right. It does have depth. And he was like, yeah, it does. But there's no way. Yeah, like there's no way it could be flat like you think. And there were people out there, they were trying to like ban him from the science community because he was like, no, it has depth. Like there's no way it can be flat. And
Right.
when I saw the show, I was like, wow, that's deep that they would think that.
Yeah, it is crazy, man. Like it was another thing. Mink is he's like a Hotep cat. You know what I mean? Like he's all
Kareem, salute.
Egyptian down. And what's good, Kareem?
So D, salute.
Or he's a Hotep cat. So he knows that in Kemet, ancient Egyptians discovered the Earth was round way before the Europeans. Yeah, way before the Europeans. Like the Europeans was the one that thought the Earth was flat. Egyptians, they've been new because astrology, like they use astrology. There's so many. Like I said, any fourth grader could do it. You could Google how to prove the Earth is a globe, and you could go outside in your yard with a few, thing like sticks and shit. You can prove the Earth is flat or globe. It's easy. But for a lot of a lot of cultures, man, like it was a real thing that it was flat. Like they thought you was either fall off the edge or hit something. You know what I mean? But people have circumvented the globe. But the flat earthers, when I tell you that these people have this shit locked, is they have
and they still out there.
Bro,
Wow,
listen, they have a map. They have a whole scientific map that looks, and they got it set up like a clock, and in the middle is the middle of the clock, and then like the Earth, our map that we, the United States, Africa, Asia, the whole map, instead of being around the globe, they have it going like in a circle, like around a disc, like a CD or a record. And outside of that is ocean, and outside of that ocean is an ice wall. Outside of the ice wall is a bunch of more bigger continents, a whole world that they are keeping us from.
Why?
and they've got it down to the point that dude was throwing at him like, okay, well, what about the sun? What about seasons? Like, what about how do you have night and day? Like, how do you have seasons? Like, if the sun, you know what I mean? And they believe that the sun is like inside the dome. It's a tiny little thing. Like, how are you getting all this energy off the sun if it's some tiny little thing that's inside the Earth?
They get high. They smoke something.
They know how to. They got it down to a science to prove and show you how the sun from the top, with a flat Earth, how everything, like how they can, like we know that they can fly a plane around the globe. We know they can sail a ship around the globe.
Yeah.
But they got it. They got a science where they can show you how it's doing it if it's a disc too. So they're saying that don't prove that it's a globe, because on this map it can do this.
Wow.
Channel 1A. No, we definitely not flat Earth.
No, yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
That's paid, man. That's
yeah, Channel 1A. Yeah, we not no flat earthers, my man.
Oh, that's Spadenomics?
That's Spadenomics.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Spadenomics, yeah.
Spade knows. Yeah,
John, hey, John Fox, I gotta agree with you on the Guardians of the Galaxy thing, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But, he was saying that Ego was illy represented in Guardians of the Galaxy. I agree.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was.
That was
a weak Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Spadenomics said he said.
Yeah, I didn't know that was you, Spadenomics.
Yeah, he said, I'm joking.
Yeah, I gotta get set up. I gotta go get set up for my Monday mixtape show, y'all.
We'll be there right after this, man.
Salute. Good seeing y'all, and I'll see y'all later on. Tribe.
All right. Peace. Salute. Yeah, I
So if
can't
a
believe that
space
whole flat earth
shuttle
thing.
goes up, Kareem, he says, so if the space shuttle goes up and shows the Earth is round, what the fuck? Well, they got an answer for that. Look at these people. Go on just for the entertainment value.
Oh, I am. Oh, definitely. Yeah,
It's
definitely
you're gonna get mad. Damn it. You're gonna get mad, bro. Like when you see the shit that they're saying, like how deeply they believe this, and they're not basing it on no spiritual belief. It's not no religious thing that they're getting. Like they really feel that they've got scientific evidence that they can do with experiments to prove that the Earth is flat. They believe it wholeheartedly. You can't tell them different. Because everything you tell them about how it's a globe and all the science, they're like, that's how they brainwashed you. You know what I mean? Like to think that that's true and all of this.
Now, these the same people that think we didn't land on the moon.
Bro, they don't even think the moon is what we think it is. Like, first of all, if the moon is a sphere and a globe, how is the Earth not? Like everything is a globe. Like, but they got to answer for how the planets aren't really what we think. Like it's a whole, it goes so deep, man. But Kareem, as far as the shuttle, they say the shuttle is made of balloon, like it's full of helium, and so it don't, bro. I'm telling you, they got to answer for everything. Yeah, we're in a giant snow globe, right?
Snow globe.
Exactly.
Yeah, right, John Fox. Right. Yeah, that don't make any sense, man. But that's like
they make it make sense. That's what I'm saying. Watch these videos. It's crazy.
Oh, I gotta see this. I gotta punch this.
You gotta see this, bro. You gotta look.
I'm gonna bug out off it.
For real, man. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. But yeah, kind of like the gun thing. Wait, what are you talking about? Kareem said kind of like the gun thing. But
yeah, Kareem, what are you talking about? The gun thing?
It's
yeah, but you got the same people who think that we didn't land on the moon. They say, "Oh, we didn't go to space. We didn't really go to space, and we didn't really land on the moon." Right. Now, NASA, I watched a show where NASA actually took a picture with the Hubble and different telescopes they got up there, where they actually took pictures of the piece of the lunar module that's still there, and things, the flag and all. Like they took pictures of all that and showed, like, look, like you don't believe we went. We got pictures of it. Like here's pictures of the moon, here's pictures, and other countries are taking pictures of it too. And like, look, like yeah, it's there. Because they had people say, oh, that's just the U.S. government trying to cover it up. But there were other countries that were like, nah, it's there. Like China always sends probes to the moon. They always, send a satellite. They have orbiting satellites on the moon that orbit the moon.
Right.
And they took pictures too. Like, nah, it's actually there.
Yeah.
So, you know, for those people that think that, I don't get it.
Man, they've got a website that you can go to, and it's live footage 24/7 streamed from a satellite. And then, there's guys out there doing spacewalks, fixing on shit. And or sometimes there's nothing, but it's a camera from the satellite showing like, a piece of the globe, because it's so big. The Earth is huge, bro. You can't see the whole thing from a satellite.
Right.
From the moon you can, you know what I mean? But even not even like from the moon, you could still only see like half of it. Like you seen the pictures that they took from the moon?
Right. Well, it would rise and set like the sun.
Well, so right.
It would rise and set like the sun. So you would see.
So it would be black.
But because it's so close and the orbit of the moon around the Earth, like the Earth orbits around the sun, and then the moon orbits around the Earth. So it's a different, like you said, you can't see the whole thing. You'll never be able to see the whole thing. Yeah. Because it's just a whole different,
They think the Earth, they think that the sun, rotates around the Earth. But yeah, they crazy. Yeah, okay. So he's talking about like how they're
gonna take away all the guns. There'll be no more killing.
Right. Yeah. That's another.
Not because somebody gonna get mad and choke somebody. So you'd be like, well, if I can't shoot him, I'm gonna choke him.
I mean, that's stupid. Like you think humans never killed each other before there was guns? They did. It was just way more brutal. They just walked around with a giant blade and chopped your ass with it.
Right. or a giant club or something like that. Like,
right.
yeah, there's other ways. There's more ways.
Like,
right. Yeah, you don't need a gun just to do killing.
right. And
yeah,
it was like, I think about like war now, where a guy's like, pop, and he's just dead. Like he didn't even see the bullet coming. And I think of war in like medieval times where they literally had to stand in front of each other and hack at each other with metal blades. Like, which one would you rather do? You know what I mean?
I don't want neither.
You don't want neither. Of course.
Look how the British used to fight.
One of them
used to just stand in the
brutal.
Yeah, remember the British? They used to stand in the field and just shoot at each other. Like they would just stand in the middle of the field and just shoot each other. That was crazy.
Right, they would line up in front of each other in a row.
Yeah,
and take shots. Like,
America was the ones that started that hiding
behind the tree and shit. The Indians,
yeah, because they were like, look, we can't. With the British for it was just too many of them, so the Americans would just take pop shots behind trees and things of that nature. That's how they came up with that.
Wepa, Comic Crusaders in the building.
Comic
my man
Crusaders,
just busted it up with Todd McFarlane himself. Had the dope interview. Just talked to the man that created Spawn and all of that. He just coming from that interview right now. What's good? Salute, Comic Crusaders. Definitely doing your thing, man. Definitely doing it.
Yeah.
We I mean, you know, Sixth Element is definitely down and part of Comic Crusaders, so we definitely represent, and that's, you know what I mean, that's part of the crew right there. But you know, Todd McFarlane, that's one of the GOATs, man. If you don't know about comics and you're watching this show, that's one of the GOATs. Like that's like a Nas if you compare it to hip hop, you know what I mean? Like that's a major dude.
He's came such a long way though, Reno. He's got the toy line. He's got a couple successful toy lines. He's starting a new one now. The comics. They're supposed to be rebooting Spawn or something like that. I heard they're doing something new with Spawn.
Yeah, there's a new. Yeah, it's called Spawn Universe.
Yeah.
And Al's
you have any of the comics?
When it comes out, the first comic comes out in a week or so or something like that. Al, you tell us in the chat when the comic comes out. Spawn Universe is going to be amazing though. It's definitely in my, you know, my comic store knows to put that aside when it comes in. Definitely gonna get down with that because it's a jumping on point. You know, a lot of people see Spawn nowadays. Like when I started reading Spawn, it was issue 1. Like I think I was even in the grocery store. Like it was we had like comics in our grocery store, and I was like in the line, and I seen this character that was just unlike anything I'd seen in comics before. Like it blew my mind. Like he had the super long cape, like the dope, you know, eye joints. It was just dope. So I bought that first number 1, came back, bought issue 2 off the rack, issue 3, all the way to like issue 16. I had all of them. And then, you know, like I got my learner's permit or started messing with chicks, and I stopped messing with comics. But for people now that, you know, Spawn is at issue 300 and something. So a lot of people are like, man, I Spawn's dope. I want to get into it, but where do I jump in? Like issue 300,
right. Hey, listen, Spawn. Like I said, he's been successful. He got a couple movies.
They got
the new animes. Yeah, they got a new one coming. He's taking that character from the bottom.
He took that character and created Image. Like I think Spawn carried Image for a minute. So.
Oh yeah, I think he carries it now. To be honest with you, I can say he carries it now.
I mean, Image is killing it right now, though, bro.
No, they got some good books.
And they can find some
dope stuff to read.
As far as like the indie type shit, like Something Is Killing the Children type shit, like that's Boom Studios. But you know, well, they do Department of Truth. They do like they got Noctera. Like Image has some shit that's like the hottest shit right now. Like the hottest shit in comics. This shit is way hotter than anything Marvel's got coming out or DC. These books are coming out. These Image books are coming out, and they're $15. Like by the time you pre-order them, and they got a $4 cover price, they're $100 in like a couple weeks. Like right now, you can't go. Something Is Killing the Children is at issue 16, and right now you cannot afford issue number 1 unless you ready to shell out $1,000. Like
it's that much already.
and this is only 16 issues in, dog.
You look, no, your face. You like, look, like, yeah, like,
Yeah, man, for
yeah.
real.
But
No,
there is a remember
Al,
you
when does Spawn Universe come out, Al? What's the date on that? What were you saying, bro?
remember you we were talking about the bubble, the comic book bubble, how
Mm-hmm.
expensive books are right now.
Yeah.
You know, with
Yeah, well,
everybody collecting.
it's due to, you know, the pandemic and all of that. Like people, yeah, grand, bro.
He
But
said
yeah, like
this Wednesday. This Wednesday.
okay, dope. Yeah, so yeah, 2 days Spawn Universe drops. Yeah, that's in my pull list. Then it's already ready. But yeah, what was I saying?
We were talking about Spawn Universe, and then we are talking about the price of comics.
Right, the bubble. Yeah, the bubble is because of the pandemic. People, you know, was stuck at home. They didn't go out. They weren't, you know, doing anything with their money. They had extra money. People were getting all these PPP loans and unemployment crazy checks and like the stimulus checks. So, you know, a lot of people didn't need that stuff. So they're like, okay, I got $1,000. What do I buy? What do I invest in? Like a lot of people wanted these comic books. Like some people bought comics, but they only bought them off the newsstand, and now they can afford $1,000 book. So the comic industry exploded. And when I say it exploded, if if you're not involved in comics, it is insane right now. Like it's never been seen like this before, ever in the history of comics. Like they're more valuable now. They're more, but what we mean by a bubble is that I think it's gonna pop. Like that bubble's gonna burst. It's not gonna be forever. So people are shelling out, $1,000 for books that have been out 16 issues, and variants of books and stuff like that are crazy expensive. Because right now, if you bought that book and flipped it and you could sell it and make a couple of bucks, but you're not gonna make much more than you paid if you sell it now. And you hold onto it for long enough, when that bubble bursts, the value is going to drop, and people are going to be losing a lot of money, I believe.
When that dip comes, I'm gonna majorly snatch up some good stuff.
Right.
I mean, yeah,
that's
because
Al
Mega says that he read the new Spawn.
Oh yeah.
It says it's dope. So we can't wait to read it, man. We really can't.
Yeah, I'm gonna review it for Wednesday. When I do my Wednesday indie review. So every Wednesday at 6:30, y'all, I do a show called New Comic Book Day Indie Review, where we review indie books, basically anything that's not Marvel and DC. We review those books because they don't get a lot of light. Like all the comic YouTubers are talking about Marvel books and DC books and stuff like that. When they do reviews. So I wanted to do indie stuff, more less known stuff, and we'll be doing like some crazy, like obscure stuff, and we'll be doing the stuff like Spawn, the Image stuff, Spawn, Something Is Killing the Children, like Department of Truth, all of that. But yeah, we'll be definitely gonna be talking about Spawn Universe.
All right. Yeah, Kareem says buy those Transformers, and you know it.
No, yeah. Did you buy them?
Yeah, I got everything. When he showed me a site that I went on, man, I was just blown away. So I went on there and bought some stuff, man, and then he got me started on buying some other stuff. Then I was in Walmart the other day and I picked up some other stuff. I was like, oh man, like Korean got me jump started, man. He didn't jump started me into buying these joints, man. Because I was looking for a blaster, I think it was. I was looking for a blaster, and I was on eBay. And the prices, the price was just through the roof. I was like, man, this is crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, they're killing me with this. So he said, oh, I got a site. I went on there. I was like, oh man, I'm still trying to get him to buy the Unicron.
Oh man, you seen that thing, the new joint?
Yeah.
That shit is bad.
Kareem said he has the Devastator.
No,
he said
I didn't know. I'm sorry, cutting you off, bro. I wanted to say though, for Al that's in the building, I wasn't sure if I was supposed to mention, but yes, Al Mega definitely blessed me with them comics. Like when I do my shows on Wednesday and I review the books, it's because I get them early, because they come out on Wednesday. So nobody else is seeing these books until Wednesday. But Al got the hook up, and I get him through Almega. Salute the Comic Crusaders once again. Almega definitely hooks it up with the comics like review issues. He gets all that stuff early.
Yeah. If
He
you need
gets
a
all that stuff
spaceship,
early.
or
got
anything of that, Almega got you.
Got you.
Got you, man. You want to go to the moon? Almega got you.
You got that.
You need a ticket to go to Mars and live in that first colony? See Almega.
They ain't even out yet. Al got him.
Al got him. Yeah, he got him. Yeah.
Yeah, we about to
The Comic
review. We
Crusaders-
about to review the Resident Evil show, the movie that's coming out.
That's a new Resident Evil movie coming out. The last one was just terrible, man. They
Yeah,
got
but this
bad. The first one was good.
Yeah.
The second one was okay, but anything after that, I was just like, it just got bad. It was just bad, man.
Yeah, I think.
But they kept
making
making them. I don't understand, bro.
I think this one's gonna be decent. I think this
We'll
one's gonna be
see.
decent. We'll see.
I'm a Resident Evil fan, but we're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
Big Resident Evil fan. Played all the games, beat every Resident Evil game ever made. Everyone.
Or,
We'll see.
yeah.
Everyone. There's a Resident Evil game that I haven't played in the major series that I haven't beaten or played.
Those
Not
are
one.
on Nintendo too, right?
Yes.
Or just PlayStation.
Not well. They were on PlayStation. The first
Right.
Resident Evil I ever played was on PlayStation. The first 3 that I ever played were on PlayStation. Then they,
I think
remade
it's
them and
still
put them on.
exclusive, but I think Nintendo. I thought Nintendo had them for some reason.
Nintendo had them on their last couple systems, except for this one, the Switch. But they were on there. They did the remakes and all that. But
Mhm.
originally, when I first played Resident Evil, it was originally on PlayStation 1. The
PlayStation
first
1,
PlayStation.
yeah.
Yeah, that was the first one. And it was kind of scary because I was playing it and I was like, man, this joint is kind of creepy.
It's kinda creepy.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo.
Yeah,
You play the one, the dog jumps through the window. That scared me. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, yo. I was like, oh, man.
Nah,
this is crazy.
they got some games now, man, like pure horror games, like straight, and not just gory and bloody, like really scary, like real creepy shit, like real on some real.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some real.
You got Fatal
thriller type.
Frame. What is it? What's the other one? Silent Hill. They made a movie out of Silent Hill.
Oh, Silent Hill is bananas. Yeah, I love
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill was great. I thought you
Yeah.
would say what is it called? Freddy's. Five Nights at Freddy's. Them shits.
No, I never played that. Yo,
Those shits are creepy, dog.
everybody talk about that game. I never played those. I never played Five Nights at Freddy's.
That shit is creepy, man. Like, yo, if you turn off all the lights in the room and put the headphones on and get in there and really get into the mode, I'm telling you, you'll have fun.
Yeah, never played those, man. Everybody talks about those. I read about them all the time. I was like, man, these got to be good.
I mean, I personally don't have time to really play them, but my son plays the shit out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to try them out, man. I got to try them out. Because you got Dead by Daylight, things like that, the zombie joints. So I never played any of those. Resident Evil, I got you. I can tell you any and everything about. But
what is Al Mega talking about right now? Has anyone ever made weed movies?
Weed? Nah.
Weed? Did you mean
Dave
that?
Chappelle?
Al?
Oh, you said Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Kareem said half
baked. Yeah, that was bananas. No, I know you know that. What is
just kidding? I smoke.
I smoke. I know you know. That's what I was gonna say. I know you know.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Like,
yeah, people made weed movies.
Yes, yeah. People have smoked weed and made movies.
Right.
Like H&R Puff and stuff.
Right. Shit, Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, you had to be high to think about something. Puff the Magic Dragon. You had to be high to think about something like that.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Matter of fact, Fraggle Rock. You had to be smoking something to come up
Facts.
with Fraggle Rock.
Come on. Like most of that 70s shit.
Yeah, you wasn't
all them early 80s cartoons, like
that was all that all came from drug use.
Come on. Thundercat.
He said Jack Kirby must have smoked.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Oh, I believe Jack Kirby got high.
Stan Lee had to, man. Excelsior.
Yeah, Fraggle Rock. Yeah, you had to be high to think of. Who would have thought of Fraggle Rock? The trash heap and all. Come on, who would have thought of that? Like,
man, and they had these little. I mean, I was real little, but from what I remember, man, I remember like They had this Kool-Aid that ran in the river or some shit. They used to drink.
Oh yeah,
like, they used to
I
drink
forgot what that was called. Yeah,
juice.
yeah,
And then
I forgot what
they
that's
used to come out of
called.
the hole and be in some dude backyard or something, right?
Yeah, it was
Like the
the
big
I forget
monster out
the
there.
sign. Yeah, yeah, and he had a dog. The dog would chase him all the time,
Yeah,
chase him
yeah.
back into the hole.
Yep.
And then they had Uncle Traveling Matt. Remember, he was the only one ever left Fraggle Rock.
Man.
Yeah, he would send him a postcard,
Traveling, yeah.
and they would read it. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, Fraggle Rock was the joint. Yeah, you had to be high to make that up. That ancient puppy stuff, all that, man.
Yeah.
What is he talking? Is there any girl in my elementary school I look like? School looked like a live version of Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
I'll make, yeah, I'll make it
I
up change.
hope she found love.
I hope she did too.
Yo, but yeah, man. Every Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, New Comic Book Day indie reviews. Be there, check them out. Then after that, Wu-Tang Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Straight up, yo. Full Blast Radio, DJ Tiger, Al Mega probably got some stuff going on. We're gonna talk about the new Spawn joint. Next Monday. No, I'm sorry. The Monday after that, we're gonna have Creamer and Cash, and I think I'm gonna get Slam Sands. They're comic book sellers, guys that people that do live auctions on YouTube is dope. They get up there, sell like $1,000 comics, like right on YouTube. They be in the chat bidding on books, buying $2,000-$3,000 books, man, in these YouTube auctions. So we're gonna talk to them. And Amber from Creamer and Cash has her own comic store. She's cool. But yeah, we're gonna talk to them a week from the next Monday. But yeah, it's a lot of cool stuff coming up. Yo, and thank y'all for coming, man. Salute to the tribe, of course. Shout out Madmen of Comics on Instagram, Clayface90, Chronic Schizo Dad and Daughters Comics, and of course the comic dudes. You got OG Lee, Spadenomics Comics, Cooks 24, and myself, and Stu Dog. What's good? What you got? Talk about Friday.
Oh, Friday we got the artist showcase. Me and Reno gonna be showcasing artists and their talent. We're actually, we got 3 artists this week. We just did an episode last week. Went very well. Check it out, Full Blast Radio. And don't forget to check us out on Fridays at 6 p.m. We'll be doing that, and we'll be interviewing these artists, talking to them and then seeing what their craft is. And we want you guys in the chat to join us so you can give us some live feedback and we can bounce off of that.
Facts. Yeah. Oh, this is Reno Noir and 6 Element Hip Hop signing off. Peace.
Right. I'm Stu Dog signing off as well. Peace.
Salute.
Salute.